Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Satisfactory, where today, look at that thing. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Then gonna raise up again and boom, boom, boom. Okay, all right. Well, today, we have the, oh, Lord. Oh, no. Why are there a million crates everywhere? Why are there a million crates everywhere? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We are in the experimental build. Um, this wasn't... I didn't have crates the last time that we logged off. Yeah, so the last thing that we did is I screwed up and we were trying to make something. I forget what we were trying to make, but I thought it needed the aluminum from the peroxide, but it didn't need aluminum. It needed nitrogen gas. So I screwed up and I hooked everything up with that, and I logged off in utter defeat. But now that I realize it needs nitrogen gas, I went and found some. I have no concrete to build this, so I have to hump it all the way back to the base and then come all the way back up here with concrete. Probably in more plastic too. I noticed that I needed plastic. This is not the biggest thing in the world. Like this is not the biggest trip. It's actually pretty close to where the base is at. I am super duper worried though, because I don't know why there's a million crates on the ground. We did not have that the last time that we played. But it is that way now. The infrastructure looks okay. The infrastructure doesn't look too messed up. And the train is moving, so I think all the train track is fine. Let's just go investigate these crates. Let's just go see what's up with them. Yeah, that was it was a pretty low point, the last video, when I realized I had hooked that up wrong. That was a low point. The hell was that? Oh, you got a new thing now, huh? Interesting. You guys see that? You guys see the new deal? Their new spawning plant or hive, whatever you want to call it. That's cool. I feel like I'm coming up close to some of the crates. I'm not quite sure. I don't see anything. So I have a ways to go. Hold on here. There's one of the new plants. I see it over there. This is SAM ore, right? Yep. I'm not quite sure what we use SAM ore for. I don't think I have found a I don't think I have found a deposit of SAM ore. I've only found these nodes. I've been harvesting them when I find them, and I have quite the stockpile of it, but I'm just not sure what we're using it for yet. Alright. Everything looks okay. Our first crate is above us here. Okay. Take that. Okay. It looks like the crates are going to be found. Okay. This is not bad. It's just For some reason, maybe when I was updating the maybe when I was updating this line, I didn't have room in my inventory, so all these crates are just interesting. Or maybe they changed the recipe and you don't need that anymore to build those, so it kicked out the thing you don't need. You think that sounds right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure now that that's what the other things are going to be, is the are just going to be this kind of housekeeping stuff right here. Uh-oh, I tripped another one of those hives. There we go. Turn the light on for you so you can see. I know that YouTube, sometimes the oh no! Sometimes the YouTube algorithm, when it processes the video, it darkens it quite a lot. You know what game I've been playing a little bit off stream is Star Citizen, and I've always kind of hated it because it looked very, very, very like hazy and bright, kind of like how this is looking right now. Do something right quick. Let me see if I can do the same thing that I did in Star Citizen here. Was it contrast? Maybe it's gamma. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, there was something I did in Star Citizen. I think it was contrast, but it lowered the haziness of the screen. It lowered it down quite a lot. I mean, it darkened it a lot, but it lowered the haziness down, so it didn't look like I was walking through a smoke-filled room. And I really, really, really liked it. I mean, I typed into chat, I was like, it's a brand new game. And of course, everybody was super supportive. I'm not being mean, like everybody was very supportive. The Star Citizen community is very, it's a very nice community. I can't think of any bad thing. I mean, yeah, I've heard stories of people doing the pad ramming, you know, where they wait for you to spawn your ship and then get into it, then they ram it with their ship, and their ship has better shields, so your ship explodes, and they don't get a crime sec for it, for doing that. Like, they don't get yelled at. Or maybe they do, but they don't care. So I've heard those horror stories. But as far as I'm concerned, I've always kind of run across nice people. And case in point, as I was doing a mission in a bunker, and I got knocked down by the bad guys. Star Citizen, some of the worst. Oh, it's so convoluted how you have to do everything. Like, I couldn't even drop a weapon, you know? Like, I'm sure maybe there's a hotkey for dropping something that's in your hand, but I couldn't even drop the weapon that I wanted to drop to pick up another weapon, and I got shot while I was trying to figure out how to do that, and it was a pain. But anyway, moral of the story is play with your settings, your gamma and your contrast and all that. I mean, this right here looks tons better if you ask me. It just looks cleaner. Like, I know it's darker, but it just doesn't like a smoky haze is everywhere now. Alright, let's sort that. I'll take 3 of these. Kinda don't want to have that many in my pocket of those things. What is that? Sulfur, stam ore, rockite. That too. Get rid of that too. And then we'll go put the SAM ore up. And then we'll check in, because maybe I was researching something and maybe I wasn't. We'll just go check in right quick with this. Everything there looks good. Everything over here looks good. We'll put the SAM ore up. There you go. And then we'll sort that one last time. Let's look at my, yeah, that's everything I want to hold. I mean, I guess I don't need... Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, you know what? It was a blessing in disguise, because we weren't doing... You know what? Let me try to build one of those pipe right now. Let me see. Where is the thing that starts to pipe? Support. Okay, that looks good. Whoops. Oh, and plastic. And maybe some copper, do copper and plastic and some copper sheet. But maybe it was a blessing in disguise that are we really having a hard time with copper sheet again? Gosh, that is kind of infuriating that copper sheet is kind of is such a big pain in the booty as it is. Where is the other copper sheet that I disconnected over here? It's there, right? And I was like, I don't need to have that copper sheet going in because blah blah blah. What was I afraid of? I was afraid of that thing not unloading enough. But now I feel like we're gonna have the same problem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the problem. Um, there's the problem. Because what I did is I did not want to build another one of these down at the bottom at the other base uh, because because building another one at the other base would require redoing everything down there, the track again. But now this thing is backing up and it's not being used, and because that thing is being backed up and not being used, we can't get to the copper. And they have two outputs. It would be so nice if you could just like make one output the like, hey, I want the copper, or I want the copper sheets. Oh, that's not an input. That's why it's not working. It'd be nice if you can say like, I want the top to be the copper sheet output, and I want the bottom to be the whatever output. So how am I going to fix this? Well, let's do one of these. And let's do one of these. Smart splitter. Okay, into there. And then you, the right, will be overflow. Okay. And now that's going to back up. Okay, now that's going to back up, and we're not going to be able to get the other pieces out. Well, maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I'm lucky, and maybe. Okay. Okay. Alright, no, because down there they started sending that out. You see what I'm saying? Like down there they started sending out. No, you don't. Okay. That's not going to do what I want. Unless I can come over here and manipulate this somehow. I don't believe I can. All right, that's just gonna have to get reworked at the down at the other base. All right, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'll have to hook it up, and then we'll let this run. We'll let this feed into that for right now. All right. Okay, let's go get that. Well, basically, I keep trying to say it. I'm so sorry. I know you guys put up with a lot of crap. You put up with me starting a sentence over and over and over 50,000 times, and I apologize so much. It's a blessing in disguise because this is not a good place to build. Look at that. See how it's just like, it takes me like higher and higher sometimes? I don't know what I do. Maybe it's like an auto run feature. You just stop. Look at that. Anyway, this is not a good place to build because there's just not enough room. We really need to stop and think, and we need to build this to make it expandable. right? Like we can't just throw this crap down wherever we want to, because stuff like this is going to be used quite a lot during the game. We're going to need many of them, so we are going to need to put time and effort into where we're putting this stuff instead of just randomly throwing it down someplace just for kicks. So, having said that, it seems like we can put those two things together and we can run them out this way. Probably going to run them underneath the railroad track. I'll put it over the railroad track because I hate trying to figure out how to make it go through the floor and make it look pretty. So we'll go under the, or over the railroad track, and then we can expand out this way, probably. Let me go ahead and build these things right quick. I think I have enough concrete and metal plate to do this. I will probably go top off my reserves before I go back up the hill and bring down the nitrogen gas. Okay. So this is looking pretty good. I was kind of worried about this not being high. Is that more sand ore right there? I think that is. Yeah, it is. Last time we got 33 and 6. Yeah, 40 looks like is what you get. I was kind of afraid it wouldn't, but I think it clears. Clears this little hill and it clears the next hill. So I think we're good. You just make sure it goes all the way over. I think we might run into a problem. Yeah, we'll start running into problems right there. But the neat thing about this game is that you can just build another floor, right? And then you, wouldn't it be great is if you destroyed anything with the bomb, it just didn't come back. You know what I mean? Like if you threw something if you bombed a tree, the game would just be like, okay, don't spawn that ever again because it's been bombed. You know, like I don't know if there's any reason why you'd ever bomb something and not want it to come back. I would just hate it if we set all this stuff up and we logged off and logged back in and the game was like, hooray, we have restored the things that you have destroyed with the bomb. Yeah, that looks okay. I think that's a lot of room. And like I said, we'll just send those things. I probably could figure out how to do it under. Let me go ahead and just rip all this stuff up for right now. And really, like I said, I'll say it one more time. Blessing in disguise. We really needed to stop and to slow down. I know I need 50 of those things for the next big red button. Like I really, I mean, as much as you do, I really want to see that complete. But at the same time, this is going to be something that we use an awful lot of. Might as well go ahead and TCB the right way. What are you, my friend? 7 heavy frames. Okay. And now, let's do... not organization. There you go. Floor hole. We'll line one up for you. We'll line one up for you. And then on this side, we'll try to bring both of them out. There. One there. And then the gas is just going to have to come in. The nitrogen gas will come in from that side. So it can just come up. It'll run... It'll just run some way up and come up this way and hook into the system. And then we need to make this an N. This will be an N. 7 going in. Again. Oh, and then over there, let's go ahead and just get this going. This is going to be an out. Let's make that one go up a little. And we'll make that one be on ground level. Okay. And then down. This one will be the out. This one will be the out. This will be in. We'll put that one like that, and then this one will be an in, but it'll come in this way. And we'll see. It does. Lovely. Oh no. You rascal. I saw a Reddit post where it said, any advice for a new player on how not to get overwhelmed? And everybody was like, yeah, good luck. This game is great though. I mean, this is a great game. I mean, there's some things about it that I wish would change. There's some not really stability issues, but there are some things that I think could be done better. But this is a great game, which is saying a lot because I've been looking at the Steam summer sale and I can't find a good game to play, man. And it stinks because I have over 300 games on my Steam account. But my Steam account, don't judge me too harshly. My Steam account, I got it when Counter-Strike came out. So when when Counter-Strike was a mod, or I'm sorry, maybe it was Half-Life 2. There was a game that came out. Maybe it wasn't Counter-Strike. There was a game that came out, and Valve was like, "Hey, if you buy this game in the CD format, please go ahead and claim it on our new platform, our Steam platform." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And it kind of stinks because I had an account before that. No. Later on, I had to change my name. But and I forget the name of the game they came out with. But I set up an account like that day, so don't judge me too harshly. And there was a time when the sales would do this really cool thing, talking about the Steam sales, where they would they'd have these 24-hour flash deals that would be even better. So imagine a game is like 50% off. Well, the flash sale, it might be 68%, you know. But they stopped doing that because I'm gonna go ahead and blame Quill18. He made a video like telling people like, don't buy the game, you know, wait for it to and see if it's gonna come out on the flash sale, because don't impulse buy. So I blame him for tipping everyone's hat to that. Or Valve is like, oh, we're not doing that anymore. But anyway, yeah, but I've had the game for a while, and you could buy like 100 games at a time. Like I bought the Valve collection at one point. I think it was like $50. It was ridiculously inexpensive, but it was every single game Valve had made at that point. Like all of them, even the mods. Okie dokie. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good for heavy frame production. We're probably going to need more, but like I said, we can make a second story, right? Like we can build another story to this, and we'll figure that out when we get there. But it is kind of nice having that stuff over there, because if we ever wanted to, we could make the parts we need for this here. We don't have to import them anymore, right? So we wouldn't have that huge cluster we have now with the aluminum plates or whatever it's called. So now let's go grab some more heavy plate. Let's run back up to the nitrogen gas, and let's bring the nitrogen gas down so that we can finally get these heavy frames done. Look at that. We have 224 out of 4,000 of that other thing done. How wonderful is that? We've come a long way, folks. We have come a long, long way. And we are not by any stretch of the imagination doing bad in this game. We are doing wonderful. you know, we've earned this. So don't think that the base looks bad or that we're not going fast enough or any of that nonsense. We're doing great. Top five. Top five. And there's some people out there who, and you know what, I'm going to go ahead and say it. There's some people out there who have these absolutely gorgeous, beautiful bases, and there's a part of me that thinks, yeah, that they did that, like in their, and they probably did. They probably did. I'm probably just being jealous. But there's a part of me that wants to say that they, okay, so here it is. I was watching this dude play Space Engineers, right? And he would build these insanely gigantic structures. And he always made the claim. He was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this on a survival build. You know, I'm not in creative mode. I'm in survival." And like these things, and he made it seem so easy. He was like, "Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get 40,000 tons of iron, and to do that, we're not going to go mine iron. We're just going to go ahead and convert rock into iron, and we're going to build this drill." And you would look, and it would be like a drill that's half the size of a map, and it would go down like 10 feet, and he'd have like 20 quadrillion billion things of iron. And he'd be like, yeah, so it's just that simple, you know, just we work on one at a time, and yeah, you'll get there, you know. And one day during his live stream, he just started his live stream, and he was talking to some people, and he was like, "Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started with today's survival mode." And he started building the frames for some drills, right? And in Space Engineers, you build the frames, and then you have to go through later and add all the stuff to it. Don't wake up, don't wake up, don't wake up. Aha. So you can spend like 1 iron and build the frame and make sure everything looks good and make sure everything, you know, looks is going to function correctly, and then you can go through and with a welder you can put in all the parts to make it actually work. But this dude started building frames, and the frames started to populate because he was in creative mode, right? So creative mode, it didn't matter about all the parts because you're in creative. You could just delete it, you know, no, nothing ventured, nothing lost. So he like clicked on 4 frames and they all populated. And he was like, oh, looks like I'm in creative mode for some reason. That's odd. And ever since that day, he was like, you know what? I knew it. Where is our nitrogen gas? I think it's up this way. I think I remember coming out and looking and seeing the, seeing this and seeing that. I don't know. Okay. Oh, the little plant structure doesn't blow up. Oh, see the little plant thing at the bottom? It doesn't blow up now. It just keeps making. Zoom tight. Ah. Yeah, that is unhappy times right there. That is unhappy times. No bueno. No bueno. But anywho, ever since that moment, I grow wary of people who have these insanely beautiful bases that are absolutely perfect, and they just, you know, yeah, maybe they're doing it in survival mode, but maybe, just maybe, they're in creative mode, and they spent, you know, 100th of the time that they needed to because they had access to everything, and they never had to worry about, like, manufacturing. They just built. And that's cool. That's cool, you know, like none of the people I've seen on the Reddit or whatever have specifically said, like, I am in survival. This is my survival base. They just post their base, you know. And I'm a paranoid person. But that dude who that happened to, he was, I guess he was like a security guard or something. And he lives, I think, in Germany. But, yeah, like one day he was like, oh, I have enough money now where I can take off from work for like 2 years, you know? He's like, I don't need to work for 2 years because of all the money I have saved up. He was like, in that 2 years, I'm going to get this channel up and running. And I was like, okay, cool, you know, like, dude's got a plan. And He did. Like he did. Like he streamed every single day, and he made it work. So I was like really proud of him. And I don't know how much money you get. Like if you were to look at, like, I'm not monetized. I'm not monetized. But if you were to look at the people who are monetized, like I wonder like where the good living starts, you know? Oh, I do not need to be using I do not need to be using level 2 pipe. There we go. I'll use level 2 pipe to join everything together, but I don't need to. Oh my goodness, hold on folks. My wife is spoiled. The company that she works for, if she ever wants anything, she just tells them, and they have a company that fulfills requests. So if you let's say you're working on something and you're like, man, I need a tool. I need a tool to get this done. Like I can't continue my work without this tool. Then you could just email somebody in your company, and that person would be like, okay, no problem, and they would just forward your email to somebody else, and that person at the fulfillment service would be like, oh, okay, I know what they need. Let's go find the best tool. Basically, they just go to Amazon. They find the 50,000 50,000 reviews, 5 stars. Okay. Before I leave up here, because I doubt I'll come back again, let me just go ahead and... Oh, by the way, how does this work? So you can't plug these things in to these vents. You have to plug that guy in first, then you plug these guys into the vent, and that guy is a fracking system. He pushes liquids and gases into the hole, and that pushes out the nitrogen gas. So let's see here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 of them, and I think I did the math where you have to use a level 2 pipeline. Probably don't need it like right there. Like I probably just get away with a level 1 pipeline, like right there, and maybe over here somewhere. But definitely when all this other stuff gets hooked in, it should be level 2. But right now it looks like it's pretty full. So let's just keep running this thing down the way, and probably, man, wouldn't it be pretty sweet just to run it off right there instead of running it all the way back that way? You know, it would be how much time would that save me here? Hold on. It's not that big a deal. It really isn't. I don't want to. The amount of time I would save doesn't justify. The amount of time I would save doesn't justify the amount of time I'd have to spend building the power poles again. I'm just worried too about the flow rate. I don't want it to go up too much. I want it to mainly go down. And I think I'll be okay. I think we start going down right here, so I think I'll be fine. Are we going down right here, or we go across? This is where we go across. Okay, so this is going to have a foundation coming out of the wall somewhere over there. I do not think that's going to be able to make it. Maybe now it will. Doop. Anyway, that ding dong you heard was her. She ordered something. She told him that she needed something for her job, and and I'm not kidding either when I say that company just goes to Amazon, because the boxes are always Amazon boxes, always Amazon boxes. So I'm pretty confident that I know how that company works. There was a girl I knew in college, and drop dead gorgeous, right? Just absolutely beautiful. And she worked for these two guys that ran this really like hinky dink computer parts store. And when I mean hinky dink, I mean like it was bad. All they did was go to other like they'd go to Tiger Direct and they'd find, you know, when Tiger Direct does the deals, they're like, oh, 25% off. On their website, they would just offer the product at the regular price, you know, and they would only offer some products. So it's not like they never really lost. They never really made a lot of money, but then again, the whole system was automated. Right? Like these guys had automated it to where they didn't have to really pay attention to anything. They just kind of did it. But her job, what she did for them was she was their customer service person. And if somebody had a problem, she had to answer within a certain amount of time, like 10 minutes, right? Like that's the only thing they asked of her. They were like, our customers, you know, like we're a small shop. If we get negative reviews, if people don't trust us, like the whole thing is shot. So like we have to be 100% responsive to our customers. As soon as they have a problem, we have to be talking to them. They have to know that they're being taken care of, and just to, you know, to bear with us while the problem is getting sorted. And there almost were never any problems whatsoever because, like I said, they were just ordering it from like Newegg or someplace. Like it was all automated. Like they didn't really do anything. They were in college. They were studying the entire time. This was just how they made money. That is, I mean, I'm a little unhappy that you can't destroy those things. What's the point of gigantic bombs if those bombs can't destroy can't destroy things? Oh, cool. You just gotta be Johnny on the spot with it there. But anyway, she one day she got into like a lot of trouble with them. Like they were super mad at her because she was watching a movie on her monitor, and she can't watch movies and see the email at the same time because it was on the same monitor, right? She only had one monitor and she was just watching a movie. Someone had emailed her and she didn't see it for like 3.5 hours, right? And the guys were super mad. You know, they're like, "Come on, man! Like this is what makes us money. You know, we don't want to have to think about this." Hatcher remains. Cool. All right. I feel like we're gonna have to kill a lot more hatchers. Um, like the last thing we want is to be worried about this money making scheme while we're trying to get through college. Like that's not why we started it. Like we started it to be as low stress as possible, you know. And they talked with her for a long time, and they were trying to figure out like how we're gonna solve this problem. What we're gonna do, like you know, we don't want to hire somebody else, and you know, we like you, but we don't want to. All right, all right, all right. Calm down, guys. Calm down. More coming. Yep. Yep. I understand. Yep, I get it. Yep, I understood. Okay, that thing is dead now. Go ahead and take care of us. Okay. Wow, that guy right there has the will to live. We're out of bullets. Got it. Okay, let's go up. How many of these do I have left? I got one left. It's gonna take two. Takes two. All right, got it. Got it. Lovely. All right. Do they die when they hit you? I think they die when they hit you. That's kind of nice. All right. Anyway, long story short, so sorry, I can't get through this freaking story. Long story short, they ended up getting her another monitor. She kept her job. She got to sit there and watch movies on the clock. But they just bought her another monitor. That was their solution to their big problem. After all their Now, granted, this is kind of back when people didn't do the two monitor thing, right? Like it wasn't. I'm out of blow up bombs here, so we just gotta get through this. But that girl ended up. Yep, yep. I'm out of copper. Damn it. I wonder, can I go ahead and just get this done? Nope, that requires copper sheet too. All right, let's go back home. But that girl ended up graduating from college, super duper high GPA. She ended up getting her PhD, which I have always been told to never get your PhD at the same place you got your undergraduate, because it just kind of insinuates a little bit of academic, academic stagnation, you know, like you really haven't expanded your horizons too terribly much, because the same people who taught you as an undergraduate are the same people who taught you as a PhD candidate, and you didn't really hear any other, you know, like trains of thought. You just kind of heard one, and that was like your bread and butter. But anyway, she went on to get her her PhD at the same place she got her undergraduate, but she graduated what is it, magna cum laude. Like she was the smartest person or the highest GPA who graduated with her PhD in the ceremony. Super duper smart girl. Her, I think I told you this story before, but her dad, she had two other sisters, so there were three girls and a mom, and the dad passed away from cancer while they were all going through college. Well, the oldest one I think had maybe just graduated a year or two, but the other two were still in college when he passed away. You know, so you know, there's a lot of stories like that out there of kids who really have had a rough time of it, or they've had an extraordinary time. It was one day I'm not going to tell you the job that I do. I'm sure a lot of you can figure it out. Maybe I have said it once or twice on the channel. But there's this idea of privacy, which I might not have it because I tell you a lot about my life, but there's this idea that maybe some things are still private, even though they probably are not. Please tell me that you have a stockpile of nice. Oh, I know there's a ton. Why am I stealing from these guys? Yeah. But there was this one kid I was talking to, and I forget what joke I made, but I said something about learning to swim. I need to go drop that off. Probably need to get more plastic because we only have 100 left. Concrete. Do we really only have... Wow, out of 1,500 concrete, we only have 337 left. I'm going to go ahead and destroy some of that. I'm going to go ahead and destroy a lot of these. Just don't need them. Goodness. There's some things up here I need to get rid of. The cables. Like these things here I don't need. The computers, the supercomputers I don't need. The flight control modules I don't need. The regular computers I just don't need. Oh, I have 6 more of those. Cool. I thought I had 0. Let's go grab some more concrete and some more plastic. Anyway, I made a comment about swimming or something. He was like, no, I know how to swim, trust me. And I was like, oh, you got that one on lockdown? You know, you got that figured out? He's like, yeah, when I was, I think he said when he was 6 and his brother was 3 years old, their mother decided to flee from Cuba, and she got on a raft with a couple of other people, and the raft, unfortunately, sprang a leak and started to sink. And the other people that they were with, there weren't many. I think he said there were like 7 other people that were with them. When the raft sprang a leak, a lot of them kind of panicked and they decided to like jump off the raft. And her mom was like, "No, stay on the raft, you know, dummies. Like stay, like that's your best shot." But they didn't listen to her. Like they just went ahead and jumped off, and they started swimming towards shore. And he said it was like 6 miles or 5 miles from the shore. Like they could see it. And I don't really know, like, how far you can see land from where, like what the horizon is. But I believed him. I believed him that the people had jumped off and started swimming when the raft sprang a leak. And he said my mom like bailed the water and like blew up the raft and was like trying to hold the leak, and she was paddling, and like he says he remembers doing this, like he remembers this happening. Oh, I should have caught a ride with the train. Just wasn't thinking. um but he says he like distinctly remembers his mom doing this while he was there, like she was telling him to do things, and they paddled the raft as close as they could get to the land, but he was like she was exhausted, like she couldn't keep bailing and blowing up the raft. So finally they put on their life jackets and they jumped out of the raft too, and him, his mom, and his like 3-year-old brother all swam to the beach of Florida. And apparently the law is that if you can make it to the beach, then you're in. If they catch you in the water, they'll send you back. But if you can make it to it's called the dry land law, right? Like if you, I mean, even if they catch you like right here, they'll send you back. Like you have to be 100% on the land, like here. And they did. They made it. Like they ran up onto the beach, and he said it was like the most surreal thing in the world that there were people there, like on vacation, and like there were people with their blankets out, drinking Coca-Cola and like playing, and like they swam up in like their clothes. Their mom didn't have anything. Like she had money in her pocket. But she didn't have like a backpack or a suitcase or anything. And like they just swam up and they pulled off their life jackets, and they like laid on the beach for a little while and just were exhausted. And some of the other Spanish families that saw them, they kind of knew what was going on, or they had an idea. So they eventually came over and they were like, hey, do you want something to eat? You want some food? And the mom was like, oh yeah, thank you. And they got some water. And one of the guys that was helping her, like talking to her, he was like, my brother works for the church. And the church, I think they do an outreach thing with immigrants that come from Cuba. Like they have a kind of like a big population of Cuban immigrants. Would you like me to contact my brother and see what he can do for you? She was like, yeah, I have no idea where to go from here. And he's like, cool. So the brother showed up, and the brother was like, yeah, I'll take you to the church, and the church might be able to help, but I don't know what you can expect. Like no one knows anything about how to do this. And it just so happens that day that he took him to the church, there was a guy who was visiting his family from up north, and that guy was a immigration lawyer. Like he knew someone who was, and the guy was like, this is what I do. You're in good hands. Don't worry. You made it to dry land. Do you have any identification showing that you're a Cuban citizen? Like, because we're gonna need that. And the mom was like, no, all I have is like a little bit of money. And the guy was like, okay, well, that's going to make things more difficult, because who's to say you're not from like Spain and you're a criminal? Like if you had a Cuban ID, at least they would know, like, okay, you're that would give more credibility to your story. So the mom, like, she got some of the people who were there on the beach that day to kind of like sign affidavits and say like, yeah, this woman came. And the guy, like I was talking to, he was telling me the story, and he was like, it was really weird, because the United States did not want to believe that this mom had like sacrificed her kids, or not sacrificed them, but had put her kids in like such jeopardy, because who brings their 6-year-old and a 3-year-old without dad? Like who does that? But it was he eventually got citizenship, and he's here now, and his family is here now, and they're happy. I don't think dad ever made it out of Cuba. I mean, maybe today he has, because the relations are better. But you just never know, man. You talk to some of these people, and they have out these stories, and talking about her, like, yeah, she had that easy, cushy job, and then she got yelled at pretty bad. But then they came up with the conclusion that she needed another monitor. So you might think like, oh yeah, she's got it easy. If that were me, I'd be fired. But she lost her dad at a young age, and I feel really bad for her. You ever do that? You ever think about your own mortality? It was a day, I don't know what got into me. Maybe I had a bad sandwich for lunch or something. But there was a day that I had this really sobering thought. I was like, you're gonna die one day. They're gonna put you into the ground, And then life is just going to have to move on, you know, like your kids and your family and your friends, like they're just going to have to figure out a way to move on without you being around. And I know that sounds a little narcissistic, you know, because how dare they, or how can they? But I think the point that I'm trying to make is it's just you know, who is going to continue on doing the things that you did? You know, who's going to continue on talking to the people that you talked to, or going to the, you know, who's going to continue on playing the games that you played, or you know, enjoying the things that you enjoy? Like, is it going to be your kids? You know, like some of the things that my grandfather collected coins, you know, and when he passed away, Lord of mercy, he had so many coins. And I don't know if the man liked coins, like if he liked collecting them, or, you know, like he just saw them as an investment. Like, I don't really know. But I don't collect coins. You know, I don't go to the, and when I mean he would collect coins, he would go to the shows. He would go to the coin shows, and he would see what kind of coins were there, and he would buy a couple of them. You know, oh, you probably are hearing the landscape guy. It is Wednesday. Every Wednesday he comes by. We'll pause right here. We'll wait for him to go. And in the middle of the lawnmower man outside causing a ruckus, I thought my earphones, I thought my headphones were breaking, but because I heard the static. But it's not static. It's rain. There's rain in the game now. How funny would it be if all this stuff started to short circuit and explode because I don't have it inside? Anyway, yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like who continues on the traditions and the things that we do when we die? And you know, of course, countries have traditions and institutions have traditions, but what about individual people? Like who carries that stuff on? And the worst thing is, like, you can't support people like after you're gone. You know, like if they run into a bad patch or something, and you can't sit there and tell them anymore that you're here for them, or that you understand the pain they're going through and that you wish you could help. Like it's just, you no longer have that option, when you're gone. It's a terrifying thought. Terrifying thought. I guess that's what it means to raise people, right? Like in the profession that I am, I kind of get upset with some of the people that I work with because they make bad decisions. And it's like, man, don't you get that one day you're going to be gone, and the people that you leave behind, they're going to have, like, you are going to be the person that they think about when times come. Like, oh man, I'm having a really bad day. How would dad handle this? How would mom handle this? And if you set a bad example, then they're going to set a bad example for their kids. And it might take, I think I read somewhere, it takes 9 generations to get out of poverty. Like if you got somebody born into poverty and they live in poverty, it takes them 9 generations to get the opportunity, like just on the average, to get the opportunities to get out of that poverty and get back to where they need to be. All right. Uh-oh. Mr. Lawnmower Man's coming back. I'm going to have to maybe pause you again. I'm happy to see that filled up with nitrogen gas. Yeah, look at that. I got to think, coming out of the mountain and dropping down as much as it did, that gives it a ton of flow rate. Even though it kind of goes down and kind of comes back up, because it's coming from the very top of the mountain, that this right here still isn't considered, quote quote high. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's hook up some of the blenders. Where are we at right now? 53 minutes. Let's go ahead and hook up some of the blenders. Hold on, let me look at power production. I always kind of freak out about power production. We are on batteries and we are down to 40%. No, we're charging. No. We're not in a good place. We're not in a good place with energy. We can't hook up these blenders and stuff until we get the energy sorted. That place over there, I think, is tapped. I think there's a lot more coal that we just don't use, though, that's coming out of that area. We have so much coal that comes out of that mountain up there. We are not using it efficiently. But that area there, I think, is done. I think we have as many coal plants as we can fit in that area. We're going to have to expand. Poo-poo. Poo-poo. I cannot think of another thing to do to expand production of electricity. 39%. Yeah, we got to do something. All right. Let's come out here to this place. To the refineries are out here. Hold on before I run off. Oh, geothermal. I can build me one of those. Has to be built on a geyser. Okay. Can I scan for a... Okay, scan me for a geyser now. Uh-huh. Up that way, huh? 2 geysers. Now I just need to hook up... I just need to hook up... Yeah. I just need to hook up electricity to those 2 things, right? That's all I need. I just need to build them and hook them up. Can I build 2 geysers? Or 2 of these? Negative. I need more copper sheet. Let's go get some more copper sheet. And then let's take a little trip over there and see if we can't hook up 2 of the geysers and at least get us to where the batteries are starting to get charged. Take 200 of those. To build it, I need 16. That's 32. That's 80. That's 160. So rubber. Get me a stack of that. Yep. Cool. All right. Yeah, I don't mean to be. I know it gets weird talking about death and stuff, and I don't mean to. I don't mean to bring up painful memories. You know, if you've lost someone recently or anything. I don't know. Just driving down the road and sort of thinking about that. And, okay, you know what? I'll go over this too. When I found out that I was going to be a daddy, the place we were at down in Tampa, they actually had a really good program, and they were like, you know, hey, just curious, was this a planned baby? You know, and we were like, oh yeah. You know, we've been going through, we've been going through finances, and we were in a good place, and you know, like this baby is definitely wanted. It was time in our lives to make that step. And the people we were with were like, cool, you know, like that's great to hear. But you know, if anything comes up, if you get a little, you know, afraid about like what's going to happen, about all the commitments that you're about to undertake, we do offer a class. We do offer a class for new parents to kind of go through, like a little boot camp. And I was like, all right, you know, thank you for the offer, but I think we're good. And my wife was like, you know what, let's, you know, because she was, you know, it's different for guys. Like when you tell a guy he's going to be a daddy, you know, Papa Bear, guys just like, you know, awesome, let's go, you know. But for girls, there's a lot of things that are happening. You know, their health gets put into kind of not really jeopardy, but their health, you know, things are going to change for them. Things that normally they don't go through, right? And it might make them a little apprehensive. I don't see any. Okay, I see a little bit of animation now. Okay. I just want to make sure that it's producing, but I really don't want to wake up the Delios. I think that means it's going, right? Oh. What's that? What the crap is this? Oh, maybe it just needed to build up or something. I don't know. Yeah, get up there to 300. Does it generate up to 300 and then kick it out? No. Is it like a pulse? Why is it? That's weird. All right, we're at least on blue. Blue means charging. Okay. I haven't seen it turn orange in a while. And now we're at 39. So we're putting points on the board. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call it right. Well, I'll finish up the story. Anyway, they had like this little boot camp for expecting parents, and we were good, but Yam wanted to go to it just to hear what the woman had to say, and I'm happy we went to it because she brought up a lot of good points, and one of and remember, this was designed for parents who the baby was kind of a surprise, right? Or maybe they had been trying for a while and they kind of gave up, but then it happened and they were like, oh my goodness, I had bullets, reload. Okay, that was my last one. um, but anyway, the guy was like, you need to start picturing yourself being a father. You need to start picturing yourself teaching your child how to ride a bike. And you need to start picturing yourself doing that as you would picture yourself going and doing a preferred task. And, preferred task was an odd way of saying it, but he was like, you don't need to start thinking like, oh man, I don't want to teach the kid how to ride a bike because I want to go to the movie theater and watch a movie. He's like, you shouldn't think that way. It's not, oh man, shucks, I can't because of the kid. You should start thinking like, oh, I can't wait to go teach my kid how to ride a bike. And at the movie theater, if that happens, great, like that's great, but you're a daddy now, like you got a responsibility. And it was just a really good class to go to, and it was good to hear it. And a lot of the dads who were in that room were kind of in the same boat that I was. Like they had planned for the baby, but they wanted to go hear what the guy had to say anyway because it was a great course. A lot of people just kind of recommended going. That's something that you just don't think of when you think about being a parent. Is like when you leave, how you treat your child and what you teach your child and how you behave is how that child is ultimately going to function in society. And I think that's why you get some people so upset with how kids behave, is because they know that when the parent is gone and they have to look back on their education on how to handle a rough situation, that education might be subpar. It might not be the best way to handle it. And it's okay to make the wrong decision, but it's not okay to make the wrong decision to the detriment of others and to your betterment. You know what I mean? Like that's not appropriate. Like no one wants to live in a society where they have to watch their back all the time from everybody because everyone's on the take. You know what I mean? Like that's just like I saw this one guy who was a paramedic and he was working a patient, and there were people trying to rob the patient. There were people going up to him like, oh, I know this guy, like I know him, like that's my brother. And then like they were trying to help him, like, hey, wake up, and then they were like taking things out of the guy's pocket or something. It was like, you got to be kidding, man. Like you wouldn't want that to happen to you. Why would you do it to somebody else? But anyway, rant over. I'm trying to find this crate. If you wonder what I'm doing, like, there's a crate here. I keep trying to look for it because I want to get these crates off the map. I don't know where it's at though. I'm supposed to be right on top of it. Am I not? Oh no, it's all the way out there. Those are the ones I'm trying to find. But anyway, rant over. Video over for today. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry if it was too much for you. I understand. But you get these ideas stuck in your head sometimes. Anyway, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.